Morning, everyone. So today, the guy who was root raking, he's back with his disc. So he's out there disking the silvopasture right now. It's about 7 in the morning. I'm feeling pretty tired from picking up all those palmettos yesterday. Definitely feeling a little bit sore. It's a chilly morning here in southern Florida. You can see the pond back here behind me. It's got a little bit of steam coming off it, but it's chilly. I would say it's probably in the low 40s right now. You can see I got my old hoodie on and my beanie. So let's go see what this guy's doing and see how things are progressing. Oh yeah, I'm liking this already. Back up on my hill again today. Watch this guy do a pass. One thing he did say that I am noticing, and he's right about, this disc is really popping a lot of the roots and top palmettos to the top, so it'll make my job a whole lot easier when I got to go through and start picking this stuff up. He's got a lot of weight on that disc in the back there. Nice thing too is that disc is basically the width of his tractor. So wherever he got to yesterday, he said he'd be able to get to today. And that's proven to be the case. Yeah, look at all those little, I don't know if you can see them. There's a bunch of palmettos he popped to the top with that disc. That looks great. I'm probably saying things look great a lot, but they really are looking good. And I was really nervous about taking this step, but here we are. You know, there was something else I was going to say, and now I can't remember what it is. Give me a minute and see if I can get it. Nope. No, it's not loading right now. An old hard drive's not working like it should. Now I remember what I wanted to say. So one of the other things that will occur since he dug the soil up like this is there'll be a deep seed bank that'll activate. And I know that occurred a little bit when Tom came through and he used his forestry mulcher, but he wasn't really digging into the soil much. So this will definitely cause seeds that have been in the ground for a long time to start sprouting as well. So it'll be interesting to see what comes up besides whatever our cover crop's going to be. That's what I wanted to tell you. I just couldn't remember. One other thing he did mention this morning was that some of the trees, I guess the pine trees especially, he's going to be careful disking around, because he can raise that disc up a little bit because of their root system. That way he's not affecting them too badly. I mean, he was snagging some roots yesterday, there's no question about it, but he is gonna try to be careful a little bit. I mean, when you have a bull of a machine like that driving around, it can be kind of difficult to to finesse everything just the way you want. That's why I only want to do this like one time, and then I don't have to worry about ever doing it again in my lifetime, or hopefully ever, really. All right, I guess enough yapping for the time being. I'm gonna go grab my gloves, and then I think I'm gonna help this guy out, remove some of the branches that are sitting in the pasture and get some of the large palmetto clusters that are sitting on top of the soil so his disc does a little better job. I was picking up palmettos and branches and stuff most of yesterday, so I might as well do that today, right? I already worked up a sweat picking up palmetto roots and whatnot, so change of hat, took my hoodie off, and I saw the boys out here getting ready to let the chickens out. Let's go see how they're doing. Morning, boys. Getting ready to let the chickens out? Yep. Oh, feeding time. Breakfast. Morning, Charity. You look very colorful this morning with your kitty cats. Oh, they're gonna let the chickens out. Thanks, guys. Happy chickens. Happy chickens. We always have a few that just, they run away. I don't know where they're going. Oh, they're going for the cats' food?
Yeah.
Did the cats eat already?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna head back out, see how our disking is going. Thanks, boys. Let's get to it on picking up some more palmetto roots. Searching, grabbing, tossing, saying what I'm doing. All right, so this guy's now made it back over. He didn't make it back over. This guy has now made it over for the first time today. Not back over, silly. Man, I need to like think this morning. Well, our man with the disc has made it over here to the eastern side of River Run. Right now we're in lane 7, otherwise known as the triangle, because it looks like a triangle. Yeah. He's got a lot more he's got to do over here yet, but just can't stop saying it. This is really looking great. Although in the back of my mind I keep thinking about all these palmetto roots I got to pick up. One other part of my body that's really thinking about it is mainly my lower back. It's not liking that at all, really. Oh well. That's too bad, lower back. You're just gonna have to deal with it. Well, now my neck, arms, and shoulders started complaining too. I just can't keep all of me happy all the time, you know. All right, well, our disking guy, he's done for the day. So he's gonna head back home, and we'll take a walk in the pasture here real quick and take a look at what I got to deal with. Hours of work. All right. So we're here in lane number 5, which now goes all the way through. But you already knew that because I told you yesterday. You can see that the soil is already starting to dry out and crumble apart. You know, probably some of you watching earlier this morning could see the soil was very wet, and as it dries out, it'll distribute itself rather nicely. I mean, there's still some rake work we'll do in here. Actually, a lot of it will probably be by hand, but this soil will settle out quite a bit, and a lot of palmetto pieces to pick up. There's a pile back here I want to show you where I started picking through it just to give you an idea on time and results as to how long it's going to take and what the effort's like to go through a small pile. This kind of pile is a massive undertaking, but we'll get through it. All right, I think I found a pile that's pretty good size frame of reference. So this pile right here is one that the guy who was raking made. Not huge, but you can see all kinds of roots and palmettos and sticks and stuff in there. So this morning, while he was disking, I was over here sorting through this pile. And this pile was about the same size as the one I just showed you. And I probably have half this pile gone through. So here's a pile of the palmetto roots and trunks that I pulled out. And a lot of this is good soil. I would say I spent a good maybe 10 minutes on that. And so the fact that there's, you know, palmettos this size and there's not a bunch of trees intermixed in there like some of the piles we had in the past, it's not as difficult to get through. Now, the longer these piles sit, the more difficult it'll become to sort through it. Now, let's say I let a pile like this sit for a couple years, 4 or 5 years, especially in the weather down here. Everything will be so rotted that you could just dig into it and you'd hardly be able to tell the difference between the palmettos and the dirt or the soil. But I don't want to wait that long. I want to try to get the soil distributed back onto the pasture. So it's going to be probably months of work, you know, maybe an hour a day. But hey, I don't have to pay for a gym membership. Can you imagine what kind of a workout I'll get sorting through this? This buffer got sheared off a little bit on the end. We'll just say he took off some of the rough edges. Fact is, these buffers unmanaged, they'll start growing and spreading out again. So like I said before, it looks bad, but it's really not that bad. I'm really big on not using heavy machinery. I've said it before, but it has its time and place. And once we get things settled here within, I'd say, you know, the next 6 months, then it'll be a matter of managing it. And the management is where I'd be very interested in not using a whole lot of heavy equipment. So I'm sure I'll think of a couple more things I wanted to say, but forgot. Yeah, I think that's it. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any comments or questions or anything you'd like to say, let me know. Thank you for watching.